Alrighty, new hero in to save the world. I actually been testing him for a little bit before the recording of this video. He is actually not as bad as people are thinking that he, or assume that he was going to be as bad. You know, a lot of people kind of just see a hero, and if it's animal related, they just kind of assume that he's bad. But if you don't know who I'm talking about, I might pronounce this wrong because apparently it's like a FENNIX. There we go, FENNIX. So it's a fox, and apparently there's a type of fox called FENNIX, and it's a play on words. So, you know, FENNIX. Yeah, that's a new hero. He is a ninja, which is kind of exciting. I like ninjas, kind of fun to use. But the current quest line is out. It's called Flight of the FENNIX. All you have to do is do 2 pages. It's not even that hard. I did this in probably like 5 missions in total, I think. It's super easy. Grab him. He's not bad. But we're gonna go straight into the talking about him and what it would be like, and like, you know, in lead and support, and how he could be used in like the future of if he would be viable for like 160s. But let's just jump into the character itself. So FENNIX, his standard perk is called Debilitating Bite. Chain Wildlife, apply 15% damage vulnerability on attack. So his standard perk is nothing really crazy, but I will get into it in a minute and show you what he's like in support. I don't know if it's a current bug or if his damage is actually supposed to do this much, but I'll get into it and, you know, talk about his standard perk. Actually, you know, I'll do it right now. His standard perk actually is not that bad. For some reason, it's doing a lot more damage than I think it's intended to, but he is almost one-shotting, nearly one-shotting. It's like a very smidge left of health on these husks, and he's doing an insane amount of damage. So 15% might not seem like a lot, but for some reason it's doing a lot more. So I don't know if it's like supposed to be doing this, but yeah, he's doing a lot more damage than intended to, at least from what we can tell. And if this is the intended amount of damage that he is supposed to be doing, then it is crazy in support, because the standard perk is not that bad if it's supposed to be like this. And then moving on, we have the commander perk. His Debilitating Bite plus Chain Wildlife applies 15% damage vulnerability on attack, the original standard perk. And then along with that, we have hit foes are marked with a bomb, basically like the Nocturno. When a marked target is shot, I want to make that keyword shot, the bomb explodes, dealing 65% of the damage dealt in a radius around them. So if you guys don't know what that means, it's basically it's like a Nocturno, but your animal's like a literal walking Nocturno. It's pretty cool. So the thing about running him in lead, he's definitely good in lead. The only thing that sucks right now about him is the fact that animals are very low on health. So like if a lot of husks like gang up on an animal, they're just not really, like, they can't defend themselves. But they do have a high amount of damage. They do an insane amount of damage. They almost nearly 2-shot any husk. They could pretty almost one-shot smashers, or at least when he's in lead, with the marked with the commander perk, when it's marked and you shoot it, it pretty much almost one-shot smashers. It's a crazy perk, and it's kind of a weird concept because you're running animals, and a lot of people believe animals are like, you know, they're useless. They don't want them in the game. And I feel like to a certain rate, yes, animals aren't that good, but you know, we've had them for a few months now. They're working on it. They're adding more heroes. They're making heroes that help animals do a lot better. And you know, clearly over time, animals will get to the point where they are actually viable for 160 missions and the higher level missions. So I do want to mention every single clip that I showed, we were in 140 zones. These were not Stonewood. These were not lower zones. This was 140 missions, an encampment mission every single time I recorded. So it is doing a lot of damage. So for each one, I do want to mention, so whenever he's in support, like I said, he's doing a lot more damage. So currently, I don't know if it's a bug or not. I guess we'll see in the near future if it, you know, if they nerf it or something. Maybe there's a glitch going on with him. But you know, so far he's actually decently good in support. But in lead, he is definitely a little more fun to run in lead. As for the loadout, currently there's not really a loadout for it. I had a few people ask me, what is a loadout that you would run if you were running a FENNIX, and you know, if you were just running like an animal loadout. The thing is though, we only have 2 animals out of probably like the total of like 6 or 8, depending on how many we get. We don't know how much we'll get in the future, but as time goes on, we will be getting more animal heroes, and they will have an effect on animals, and maybe, you know, we'll have more health on animals, maybe more durability so they can last longer. Maybe they even change the entire animal itself, where it just respawns if it dies, or it has a max amount of health where it can't be killed, stuff like that. And you know, it's to a certain at a certain point, we will hit a point where the animals are actually very viable and they're really good in the 160 zones. Right now, no, they're not that good, but that doesn't mean FENNIX overall is a bad hero. If I had to say if he's a collection book, a hero, straight in collection book, or a keep hero, I would say keep. He's actually really fun to use. As you can see, he does a lot of damage. He did a crazy amount of damage in those 140 zones, and he definitely has a potential in the future as far when it comes to adding more heroes, animal related heroes. So yeah, but for the loadout, if you do happen to run FENNIX at all, or Gia, if you guys want to do like a combo of them, what I recommend personally, Archer, thanks to Archer for this too, a Dragon Slash loadout is definitely worth doing. So as you can see right now, I have FENNIX in the lead, and then I'm running Happy Holidays, and then I have Tail of the Dragon, Wings of the Dragon, and Return of the Dragon, which, you know, all have to do with your Dragon Slash, you know, cooldown, damage, and all that, and tile radius. And then along with that, I have Vital Bond, which heals you. Your animal does damage, and it'll heal you, which I really wish it was the other way around. You do damage, and you heal the animal, because that would be a lot better instead of running G in the lead, because if FENNIX right now in support, yes, he's good, but if it is a glitch and the damage that he is doing isn't as good as it, or it won't be as good as it in the future because it's glitched, then G in the lead wouldn't make any sense at all. But right now, G in the lead could be a potential loadout too, so if you want to do a loadout with like an Outlander. But anyways, the next loadout would probably be something to do with Kunai. So Lynx would be like a good support one. If you guys want to do a build around like Kunai, you can do that. Otherwise, if you do run G in the lead, you can do an Outlander loadout where you can have some damage with your Teddy. You can do a Shock Tower build or anything like that. Those are like the only builds that you can do really right now. Later in the future, there will be more heroes added, or hopefully we'll get more heroes, which we assume we do. Those heroes will probably have a lot effect on animals and the way that they, you know, play into the actual game. Currently, if I had to say, is it worth running FENNIX in like 160s or in higher zones? I would say no, but that doesn't mean he's a bad hero. I would personally say that the reason why I wouldn't run him is because the animals themselves are just not up to par where they need to be. They have not a lot of health. They don't really kind of like do a lot of damage compared to like these higher level like maxed out husks and like 160s where it's like 4 players and they're boosted and like they have a lot more damage towards the animals itself. So it's a lot harder to like run it in higher zones. But as for the hero itself, I would have to say that it is not one of the best heroes that we've had in a while, but a decently good hero that has been added, and the quest line itself is really easy too. So overall, I would say FENNIX is a must grab, especially if you're just trying to have fun and save the world and have kind of like a weird loadout, or if you just feel like messing around with the animals and having fun with it. As for animal taming, I would always go with the wolf. Wolf has AoE, which is the radius of how much damage it can do to multiple husks, basically. So it can attack like 3 husks and do damage to 3 instead of just 1 like the raptors. But raptors have more damage increase on smashers and mini bosses, or not mini bosses, smashers and mist monsters. So depending on what you want to go with, you can run either animal. But as for FENNIX itself, definitely grab him. He's a fun hero and an interesting one. In the near future, we will see if he will be a lot better when more heroes will be added towards like animal sided, you know, animal related things. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of FENNIX down in the comments. I know he's new and he's not really a crazy hero or anything, but I believe that in the future he will be a viable character, and animals will too. So let me know what you think down in the comments. Remember, if you haven't already, like and subscribe, turn on notifications for any further videos, and I appreciate y'all watching. Everyone have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.